So we've gone on to cut our straps. They are, like I said, you know, we cut 9 inches because we're going to be using the 1 inch for sewing, sewing allowance. So it's 9 inch by, yeah, this looks a little bit wide because the idea is to do this, and then stitch. Okay, so remember we removed 4 inches from the top of the dress. That's why we cut 8 inches for the strap to fit nicely, plus 1 inch sewing allowance. So we're going to start the sewing now, and then before that I think I want to add pockets to my dress. I'm going to show you quickly how to cut the pocket, and then we're going to be attaching that, and then we start the sewing. Okay guys, so I just want to cut quickly the pocket pieces because that main piece has run out. So I just got, this is remnants of a cotton lining that I had left, so I've cut 4 pieces because I need 4, and then I'm just gonna place my hand there and try to draw the shape like that, and then I'm going to cut this, and we're going to be attaching it to the dress because this will be on the inside anyway. No one will see that it's of a different color. So I'm just going to quickly cut this, and we'll be good to go for the sewing. Okay, again, like I said, if you feel safer you can pin so that doesn't move. Okay, so these are our pocket pieces and we're ready to go for our sewing. Okay, so now I just want to place the position for the pockets. From the armhole, I'm going to come down by, let's say, 12 inches. Okay, and I'm going to notch all the 4 places, or all the 4 fabrics. Make sure that it's properly aligned so that you know that's where your pocket will start from. Okay, just want to make sure that this is properly aligned, armhole to armhole. So we're going to be notching these places because if they are not aligned, when you want to stitch down the pocket, it will create issues for you. Okay, so all 4 must start at the same place. Okay, so I'm just going to be notching that place. There's something I think it's not properly folded. Okay, so this is where our notch is going to be. So I'm just going to put a notch there on all the 4 pieces. This is where it should start. Okay, so when you want to stitch the pockets on, you place the right side of the pocket to face the right side of your main piece, like this, and then you're going to be stitching this. Okay, so you attach to both pieces. The other piece would be on the inside, so make sure that it's starting by the notched part, okay, so that it matches. Okay, you're going to stitch this. I'll show you when we're stitching the dress, but I just wanted to mark there to notch where the pocket should start. Okay, so let's go to the sewing machine now. Okay, so I want to place the straps. Where is the other one? Okay, so I have my 2 straps here, and I also went on to finish off the edges of the facing with bias. So this is the wrong side of the fabric, this is the right side. So you're going to place the facing right side facing the right side of the main piece. this way. Okay, we're going to place it right sides facing, right sides. Okay, and we're going to place our straps in this way. Okay, so it comes to the tip here. We left half inch sewing allowance, so you have to take it in. Just getting my pins here. So you have to take in your sewing allowance, whatever you left. Okay, I'm just gonna take in 0.75. Okay, and then I'm just gonna pin this, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side here. Okay, make sure that it's lined properly. Okay, something wrong with that pin. And then I'm going to do the same here. You sandwich it in between the facing. You sandwich the strap in between the facing and the main piece. And then the next thing is we're just going to go to the machine and we're going to stitch this in place. Okay, I'm going to do that and I'll show you once it has been stitched. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to take in half inch all the way down, all the way and all the way, and I'm going to do the same to the back, but I'll show you how to place the straps into the back piece and and then attach the facing for the back. Okay, because we are using the same straps that we've already attached to the front piece, and then we're just going to insert it into the back piece and sandwich it in between the facing and the back piece. So I have gone on to attach the straps and the facing. I just want to snip this. Should remember to snip all the edges. I'm going to cut this off because you want it to have that pointed edge when you turn. So make sure you snip. Don't cut through the stitch. But I'm cutting quite close to the stitch, very close to it, but not through. So I'm going to do this all the way. I'm going to reduce here, and then we're going to be attaching the back part. Okay, okay, so we're going to be attaching the back part now. So we've gone on to attach the straps and the facing. This is how it looks like on the inside. Okay, this is how the facing looks like on the inside. I still need to iron it so that it can lie flat. Okay, so now we want to place or attach the straps to the back piece. So we need to place the back piece on top of the front one. Right sides facing, of course. You want to place it this way, and you also want to place the facing for the back. Remember, the front side of the facing must be facing the right side of the main piece. So place it in such a way that you have, this is the facing for the back side. So you can see the right side is facing up, and this is the right side of the back piece. So the right side of the main piece is facing down. So we have right sides facing here. Make sure they are properly aligned. The main piece and the facing should be properly aligned here. Okay, and then you are going to be placing the strap. Let me move this backwards or down. So this is the straps that we've attached to the front piece. So you're going to bring this, make sure it doesn't twist, okay? It's going to go in between the back piece and there. It's going to go in between the back piece, like you sandwich it in between the back facing and the back facing and the back main piece, okay? Make sure it's properly aligned with the main piece, okay? And then the next thing is just to pin this down. I'll get my pins here. I'm going to leave about 0.75, okay? And then you just pin the neckline to the facing. Make sure that everything aligns, okay? Make sure that everything aligns. Okay, so now again we're going to take the strap of the front. We're going to pass it in between the facing of the back and the main piece of the back, like that. It has to be kind of sandwiched. You pull it from there, okay? Make sure that it's the right side, because when you flip it, it should not be the wrong way, okay? So you sandwich it in between. I'm leaving 0.75 there. And the next thing is just to stitch the same way that you stitch the front piece. I'm just pinning it here so that it is held in place. There is some noise in the background, kids in the neighborhood playing, so just bear with me, okay? So the next thing is to go to the machine, and we're going to stitch this from the edge there. We're going to go all the way, right up to the other armhole, and then I'm going to flip it so that you see how it looks like once we've attached it. And I'm also going to give it a very good press, and then we are going to join the side seams. Okay guys, you can see the dress has taken shape. So we've gone on to attach the straps for both the back and the front. I'm trying to cut this string here. I've gone on to attach the back and the front piece. Looks, you can see how neat it is on the inside, very neat, okay? This is the other side of the bias. So now I just want to place the pockets. Remember, we created those notches. I hope you can see this. There's a notch here. So this is where our pockets are going to be. So we're going to place them right sides facing each other. So make sure that your pocket bag starts where the notch is, okay? Let me see if I can bring it further down. Just want to bring the camera closer, okay? So I'm going to place it where that notch is and just pin it. So I'm going to do this to all the 4 pieces. So you're just placing right sides together, okay? Right sides together. Then flip it on the other side also. Find the notch. Here is the notch, okay? So we're gonna place the second piece there, right side of the pocket piece facing the right side of the dress. So let me just put 2 pins here, and I'll show you how to stitch it. and you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, it's the same thing. So then you're going to flip it to the wrong side. Okay, we're just going to flip it to the wrong side and make sure that the pieces align. Okay, so what you're going to do first is you're going to go to the machine using your sewing allowance. I'm going to be using 1/2 inch. You stitch 1/2 inch just to join this piece to the main dress. The same thing, join this piece to the main dress. After that, the next thing is you pull the pockets out. After attaching it, it will look something like this. So I'm just trying to place the dress in such a way that it's aligning. And then the next thing is, after you've aligned the dress properly, make sure that the pockets are starting on the same spot. Okay, okay, so then you're going to go to the machine after you're satisfied that everything is aligning well, and then the next thing is for you to just stitch everything up. Okay, so starting from your armhole, you take in that, I think we left 1 inch. You're going to stitch all the way. When you get to where the pocket starts, you're going to come all the way. When you get to where the pocket starts, you're going to go around the pocket like this and then continue all the way down. Okay, all the way down to the end of the fabric. Okay, so I'm just going to do that very quickly. So I've gone on to stitch the dress, and I've joined the I've also joined the pockets, as you can see. So I've done that for both sides. Okay, so from the armhole, I just stitched from here all the way down until to where we had attached the pocket, and then I stitched around. Okay, around, and then I went all the way up to the hem of the dress. So you can go ahead to overlock yours. I'm not overlocking mine because this is for me, and I've done that on both sides. So the next thing, which will be the last thing, so I've done that on both sides. You can see the pockets are attached. So the next thing is I'm just going to cut a long strip of fabric, the red one. So I measured the length that we need here. So this is about 144 all around. So I'm going to cut a long strip of this red fabric, and I'm going to multiply that by 2, and then I'm just going to be pleating it to this edge so that it creates it will be, it's kind of a style, but it also will cover the length that I didn't have for this fabric. Okay, so let's do that. Okay guys, so I've gone on to cut the red piece. So this is about 13 inches wide and about 300 inches long. It's very long, actually, very long. So I'm going to be attaching it to the bottom part of the dress, and I'm just going to be creating some pleats. I'm not following any specific measurements. What I'll do is I'll just try to make them as even as possible. If you want, you can go ahead and create some gathers. Okay, I just want to move the machine a little bit there. Okay, you can go ahead to create gathers if you prefer, but I think I prefer pleats. Okay, little bit squeezed. I think I want to reduce the sewing allowance here. Okay, Yeah, so I'm just going to pleat this until it is completely done, like the entire part of the bottom is finished, and then I'll come back and show you how that is going. Okay, so I'll keep on pleating until I've pleated the entire piece around the edges of the dress. So like I said, no particular measurements for the pleats. I'm just trying to distribute them as evenly as I can. And then I continue pleating along. What I did was I pinned the 4 central pieces. So the sides, the back, the front, I pinned those places where I had those joining, so that it can be the pleats can be as distributed as evenly as possible. Okay, so I'm going to continue this until I'm done with the pleating, and once I'm done with the pleating, I'm gonna wear the dress and show you guys how it looks like. So far I like the fit, because I tried it on before I started pleating, just to see if everything on top was fitting nicely, and it was perfect. So you're going to see shortly. Let me just finish off, and once I'm done, you can see this red fabric has a lot of fraying, so you can go ahead and overlock once you're done, or you can do the finishing. Okay? I'll show you the dress once it's done.